Welcome back again to another video. You've been were you expecting it? Okay, you guys are very expecting. So I dropped a video a few days ago talking about work and study in Mauritius, and I told you guys which one should we pick, which one should we start with, and most of the comments was work in Mauritius. So now we're starting with work in Mauritius, and of course, how can we talk about work in Mauritius without talking about the salary? Because of course, why are we jack marrying if it's not because of money? I don't even know if I talk about salary in that one or this thing or anything. Did I talk about it? What's nice to post with anything? So guys, I'm taking my time to explain the salary range for foreigners in Mauritius and what to look out for. And then in my next video, which I'll be shooting now, I'm talking about 2 ways you can actually use to get a job. And then in my next video, I'll be talking about the working hours in Mauritius and subsequent videos like Tasha. So I don't want to be doing long videos, right? So today's video, we're just talking about just salary. So if you want any video about Mauritius or any update, I'll put in a link in the description box of this video. Just click Mauritius as a playlist, then you see any video that you want to see. Then if you have any question about Mauritius or anything, make sure to leave it in the comment section. I'll actually shoot a video on it. So how much is the minimum salary in Mauritius? Most of you know where Mauritius is. It's in India or Kinikon. So their minimum salary is, okay, before I go down, before I dive right into it, so what's the currency of Mauritius? Mauritius actually spend Mauritian, how is hard for me to put my Mauritian, leave the how, Mauritian rupee. I'll type it on the screen, guys. So Mauritius actually spend Mauritian rupee. That's what they spend. So what's the equivalent of how much is 1 Mauritian to Nigerian naira? So I could not really get the black market rates, or I did not check sure. But then let's talk about official rates. So when I'm talking about the official bank rate, for example, now if I say $1 is 460 naira, but then black market of $1 is 760 naira. You see that wide gap? Extra 300 naira on it. So the official rate, I like talking about minimum so that you should know what you're getting yourself to and this thing, right? Because you know it's not stable. So the official rate of 1 Mauritian rupee to naira, Nigerian naira, is 10 naira. So if you have 1 Mauritian rupee like this, if you hold it like this, if you go to the bank, official rate or bank rate, CBN rate, they will give you 10 naira. So that means if you hold 1 Mauritian rupee and you go to Aboki FX or black market, you might be looking at, I don't know, I don't want to exaggerate, but you people can Google it, maybe 120, maybe 12 naira or 20 naira or anything, depending on the rate of that. But the official rate is, so that means Mauritian is 10 times higher than Nigeria. Yeah, officially. But unofficially, it can be 12, it can be depending on wherever you're changing from. So just because of my non-Nigerians that is hearing me, so it's not like this guy, it's only your Nigerian people used to convert for. Anyways, 1 Mauritian rupee to dollars is $44. What am I saying? If you take $1, it will give you 44 Mauritian rupee. Yeah, $1 is 44 Mauritian rupee. So regardless of the country you're watching me from, whether Ghana, whether anywhere you're watching me from, you can just type it on Google and check your official rate, right? I don't want to convince anybody. So once you know the value of how high, because the thing is, when you want to go to a country to work, one of the things to look out for is the currency rate, to see the value of the currency. Imagine me leaving Nigeria to go and work in a country that Nigeria has more currency than. How much you don't want to pay me that will even make me rich? I'll look poor now, because even the small one where I get for Nigeria, I'll still be like a rich man there. You get? And most time, currency of a country is kind of little of a determinant of how they pay their workers. Their workers aside UK. UK has one of the highest this thing, but they don't used to pay well. But then Australia, the value of Australian dollars is not that bogey, but yet they still pay them. So it's not really about the strength of the currency. Sometimes, most times, it's not by high currency rates. Pounds is the highest currency, but yet now them pay worst pass. Anyways, not like they pay worse, like they pay the minimum wage, like they'll just be, if there is salary increase, they'll just do drop of water inside Kenya. Whereas pounds is actually higher than euros, right? And then European countries, they even pay higher than, most European countries, they pay higher than UK. So did you get that? So shall I make sure that anywhere you are going, the value of that currency is higher than the country you're moving from, because especially if it's not all these top-notch countries. I'm not saying any country is not top-notch. If it's not all this UK, Canada, US, anything aside those first, second, this thing. For example, now like Mauritius, and that's why I used to advise people, if you can get visa to Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, or maybe you don't have money to go, you can start from countries like Mauritius and just use that to gain experience and use it as a stepping stone to go. So when you're going to all these third world country like Mauritius, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, the first thing you check out for is their currency value compared to the country you're coming from, so that you'll not be stepping from frying pan to fire. So that being said, how much is the minimum wage in Mauritius? So minimum wage in Mauritius is divided into two. Generally, the minimum wage in Mauritius is 10,000 Mauritian rupee. So if you multiply it to Naira, 10,000 times 10, that should be like 100,000 Naira. Oh yeah, minimum 100,000 Naira. But this 10,000 Mauritian rupee, it is when you are studying in Mauritius. You know, in the video I made, you can work and study in Mauritius. One of these countries you can work and study in Mauritius, normal 20 hours per week as well. So the minimum you can earn as work and study in Mauritius is between 10,000 euros, sorry, 10,000 Mauritian rupees to 30,000. If you are working and studying, you must not earn more than that. Did you understand what I said? So that's between 100,000 to 300,000 naira if you are working and studying as a student in Mauritius. So that means you are studying full time and then you are working part time. Did you understand that English? Whereas the minimum wage for full-time worker is between 30,000 rupees upwards to, I think, 194 or anything upwards. Did you guys understand? So let me repeat myself. Mauritius minimum wage is divided into two. The first one is people that are doing part-time job. Maybe they are studying full-time and they are doing part-time job. And the second one is people that are doing full-time work. So the first one is part-time work, the second one is full-time work. So the minimum wage for part-time work is between 10,000 Mauritian rupees to 30,000 Mauritian rupees. So the second category of people that are working full-time work is 30,000 rupees above. So if you are studying in Mauritius and you are still studying and then your employer want to offer you above 30,000, say tell them you don't want, because you're already breaching your study this thing. For UK now, they don't have limit for how much a student can earn as part-time, but Mauritius, they actually have limit. So if you are going to earn above 30,000 Mauritian rupee, like above 300k, that means you have to have your normal work permit, like you're working full-time. Do you people understand that English? Because in UK, it's not like this. Every country have their own different rules. So that's why I dedicated this special video to come and explain to you guys. Some of you that like to go to a country, I use title jackpot to go and study and think you come and kinikon. So it's better you take your time and go through work visa, right? You can earn as much as you want above 30,000 rupees. That's the minimum wage. So and then another thing is, if you are to work if you are to work full-time in Mauritius, if your salary is not up to 30,000, they will not give you work permit. So that means if you are looking for a job in Mauritius, like I said in my next video, I'm talking about 2 ways in which you can actually get and apply for a job in Mauritius and documents you need, right? So if your salary is not up to 30,000, like maybe if you are looking for a job and the person saying they will pay 28, 27, so the minimum for them to apply your visa, just like UK, that their own is 10.10 pounds. So this one is 30,000 Mauritian rupee upward, and if you convert it to naira, that's 30,000 naira official bank rate. So if you are using a boki, it can be 3,050. And then I know some of you want to ask about accommodation and transport. Mostly accommodation and transport is always inclusive in your job most times, but you can still get some employer that they will not give you. But majority of the time, accommodation and transportation. So it's either you get accommodation or you get transport or you get both. Is where you're destined, and some of you, your head can be hard, you will not get. So even if you don't get that way, that means your employer has to pay more. So if your employer is paying you minimum, it's not part of their if the employer is paying you minimum 30,000 Mauritian people, that means you should be giving you accommodation and transport, and I think one-time feeding. I'm not sure it's in their rule, but you yourself you go negotiate them, because if they pay me minimum wage, now my small money where I go use, you get, just negotiate yourself. But then if he's not giving you accommodation, transport and everything, so you might have to increase your listening. So in my next subsequent videos, I'll talk about cost of living in Mauritius, rent, accommodation and everything. But I really want to talk about this work visa thing. I hope you guys understand the explanation. So that 10,000, so that 30,000 Mauritian rupee that is in this thing, it is equivalent to $676. So convert $676 to your local currency. So in Nigeria, $676 times 760. You know what that is. So do you actually think Mauritius is a country you want to consider and go there to work, to use that as stepping stone before you go to your country of destination? Or you can apply to Canada, UK, and you wait. So, and then in my subsequent videos, I'll be posting about jobs you can get in Mauritius, the types of jobs, and how to apply. Anyways, make sure you stay subscribed to this YouTube channel, and if you're watching this video after a few days, check the link in my description box. You see, so guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.